swaha agnayidam namah bhuva swaha vayavedam namah swa swaha suryaya idam namah bhurбhuva swa swaha prajapataye idam namah.
Ognia dużo pomagają, bo ogniem nie tylko wiesz, że oczyszczają ci atmosferę, tak jak wcześniej mówiłem, ale też mają taki magiczny efekt, że mają to do siebie, że atraktują odpowiednich ludzi do miejscu i te ludzi zaczynają się zakochać miejscem, a to jest właściwie, oni się kochają w tym, że taka cudowna atmosfera istnieje na tym miejscu i taka piękna energia istnieje.
For the last 10 years I was a counselor in the jails and prisons in California. And I would do counseling with the people. And then certain of the prisons, I would be a bit bold, and I would go inside and I would take my Agnihotra kit with me inside the prison. And then I would do the fire with them at sunset. And then the next time I would come there, they would tell me, oh, we had one of the most quiet nights in the prison on the nights that you did the fire.
I also learned that bees are very much important to restore balance, to restore the ecosystem. They are sort of like the silent heroes in nature. They really do a lot. They are, among other things, they are responsible for pollinating 1/3 of the food we eat, in the planet.
Well, the point about GMO is that it's a grand experiment on human beings and on the environment, and it is not being conducted as a scientific experiment. Most people think it is. Most people think it's a very advanced form of science. In reality, it's a very immature form of science. And the reason for this is that if you take a gene from one species and put it into a completely different species, a completely different family, that gene is going to affect the entire metabolism of the new host. It's going to alter the DNA of the new host. What the people doing this experiment thought when they started is it'll just change a very small part of that host and one will get some sort of beneficial result. But what we now know is that it has quite an extreme effect, and that effect is dangerous to us because in the case of food particularly, of course, that's where it's most obvious, you have a change in the composition of the food you are eating. Now in Poland you have a very long tradition of peasant agriculture, and only recently has the great supermarket bonanza arrived in this country, so that a lot of people are still at least familiar with the basic precepts of growing food, and therefore they are to a degree informed about the difference between quality and not quality.